What's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, Barcelona, they did not deliver today. We lost to Real Sociedad away at Anoeta. And man, honestly, man, I'm just disappointed by the team, the performance, and honestly, I think Real Sociedad, they deserved it because we didn't even try to attempt a shot on goal that was threatening. In my opinion, did Ramiro? I think that's the name of the goalkeeper for Sociedad. He didn't do much. But guys, anyway, we're gonna analyze this game. Like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe if you haven't. Road to 500 subs, and let's get into this game. But the first thing I want to say is that Hansi Flick, this was his lineup. It wasn't really rotated. Fermin got the start, but it was because Yamal was resting. Also, Frankie de Jong, he was playing. But honestly, I don't really like that fact because I think that, honestly, our team plays better without Frankie de Jong because Frankie de Jong, in my opinion, I think that he's not 100% fit. And if he's not 100% fit to play, in my opinion, he shouldn't be playing. Hansi Flick, he shouldn't be playing him because Frankie de Jong, how many times did he duck out of challenges? And all the 50-50s that Frankie de Jong, he dodged out of. And in my opinion, I do not know why Hansi Flick started him. I think that was the biggest mistake because the first half was an absolute waste. Real Sociedad, they were threatening. They were the much better team, and we couldn't even control the game at all. And I think that was one of the reasons, to be honest, probably the biggest reason. And also, I want to say, why did we change up the Pedri Casado double pivot? It was working. It was working to perfection. It was beating Real Madrid. It was beating Bayern, all these teams, Valladolid by 7. So many teams we were beating comfortably with that double pivot. And if Frankie de Jong, if he has these lingering problems with his ankle, I think that we gotta sell him. Like, even if it's like 40 million, I would take it and I would buy Zubamendi because Zubamendi today, it was tough to play against him, and that's what we ultimately want as Barca fans on our team. You know, it was tough to play against him. Imagine him on our team now, and I would take that trade honestly. Sell Frankie de Jong and get Zubamendi if Frankie de Jong cannot recover from these ankle issues because we have trophies to win, man. And also, a lot of Barca fans, they're complaining about this. I understand because we drop points. It makes sense. But if so, it would be a very bad look on La Liga. But hey, I'm going to move forward because honestly, I'm not in control of this. And until we see some official report by La Liga that they made a mistake, then I'm not going to really talk about this because honestly, Robert Lewandowski, let's talk about his performance outside of that disallowed goal. I thought that he was probably the worst player on the pitch, to be honest. I'm going to be honest. How many times have I given him credit? I said he was a man on fire. He's a man on a mission. Today, I do not know what he was doing. His first touch was off. He couldn't finesse a goal either. And Robert Lewandowski, honestly, today he should have got subbed out. And Hansi Flick, that's on him. He's the manager. I think that, honestly, by the 60th minute, you got to sub him out because what was he doing? We're just leaving him out there just in case if there's a penalty or maybe he can get a header off a cross. But Real Sociedad, they're defending with numbers, and I just saw that we needed more midfielders. We needed more control. I feel like today maybe we should have played a four-man midfield maybe. And Hansi Flick, honestly, today we saw like a Xavi Ball bad performance. Like that's how it looked when Xavi Ball wasn't working. That's exactly how it used to look. And I feel like that Hansi Flick, this was his first really bad game as our coach because against Osasuna, we had rotated, the whole team basically. But today it was just Lamine Yamal that was out and we couldn't get the job done. And that leaves me to say we got beat by a team that just high pressed and they were resilient in defense. They were winning their first balls, the second balls, and we couldn't control that midfield. That was the problem today. We couldn't break their high press, and we couldn't control the midfield. And Hansi Flick today, his stuff wasn't working. The Hansi Flick tactics weren't working. And in my opinion, start Danny Olmo. I don't know why we're putting him on the bench and then subbing him on. He needs to start, man. Last time he started, I think, was that the Espanyol game. He scored 2 goals. And Danny Olmo, he's one of the best players on this team, especially when we got Yamal on the right and we got Raphinha off the left. I feel like that's dangerous. And I feel like that we need to do that from minute 1. And also, we learn more from defeat than we learn in wins. And man, today, I'm not going to lie, Raphinha, it wasn't working for him either. I know he was trying his best. He was giving it his all. But today, that wasn't enough, man. We lost. We lost, and it was fair and square, in my opinion. And Raphinha, today, I feel like that we learned that he's better as a left winger. Off the right, he's not as good. We saw Raphinha basically back to his first season form. And let's just be honest, Raphinha, he's just a much better left winger or 10 where he's just free roam. But today, he wasn't doing it because he was off the right. And honestly, he's just better off the left. And I feel like the craziest thing today was that I think that we actually learned, at least I know, that Lamine Yamal might just be our best player. Like, I know a lot of people were saying that before, but I was like, no way, a 16-year-old, now 17-year-old's our best player. I didn't really believe it. I didn't buy into it. I was like, there's no way Lamine Yamal is actually our best player. Guys, he's our best player. And I don't even think there's a doubt anymore. Like, his performances this season, he's our creative playmaker. How many chances did we have today? Zero. We didn't have a chance, a really good chance. Our goal got disallowed. So really we had no chances. And Lamine Yamal, he's our best chance creator. Lamine Yamal, he's a gem of a player, man. He could dribble, he takes double teams, he holds his width. Like today we had no width on that right hand side. Everything was coming down the left because Lamine Yamal wasn't there. When he's there off the right, the pitch is so big. He keeps it so wide, and his dribbling so dangerous. Koundé could overlap. He also has that dangerous cross on him. Sometimes he finds Pedri super quick, and then Pedri finds Raphinha, and then it might be a goal. But Lamine Yamal, he wasn't there today, and no Yamal, no party. And man, that's just tough, man. Honestly, for me, it kind of sucks that we lost the game. But man, it's just disappointing because Real Madrid, they won yesterday, so that means the gap at the top of the table, it closed down a bit. And Raphinha and Lewandowski are clutch goal scorers. They didn't come out clutch today, and honestly, that's tough, man. It's just a tough loss to take. And hey, Lamine Yamal better not be called up for Spain because if we took a loss, Spain's got to take a loss too. Because there's no way we're just gonna send a message. Lamine Yamal is not fit to play. He's in the stands, and then Luis De La Fuente is just gonna call him up and play him in meaningless games. Let's be honest, they're almost meaningless. Like there's no way that can't be accepted. And I feel like that the Spanish Football Association, they're not allowed to call up Lamine Yamal just like that, especially when we're resting him the 2 games that he started off the bench or didn't even play it at all. I'm talking about Osasuna, and today we drop points because we're resting him or we're not playing him at all. And then we paid the consequence, the ultimate consequence, which is defeat. And Spain, there's no way that they can just take our players. But hey, man, we got to move on. Pedri said it was just 1 game. Pedri also, he should have played better in my opinion. I feel like that today he wasn't his best game. But honestly, Raphinha, Lewandowski, all these guys, Yamal, hopefully he gets back fit. And we got to play better. Sociedad at Anoeta, yes, it's a tough game. But hey, we got to move on because we got Celta Vigo next. Hansi Flick, he's got to get this team mentally prepared. We got to bounce back quickly because La Liga is going to be a long season. We already have 2 defeats. Man, it's tough, but it's whatever. We have these weeks, guys. We win a lot, and we all know it sucks, losing the game before the international break. Now we go on the break, and man, at Balaido, Celta Vigo, we got to beat them. I don't care. No excuses. We got to beat that. I don't care if it's away from home. Put in a performance. And hey, that's it for me today. Like, comment, subscribe. Disappointed with the loss 1-0 to Sociedad. But hey, road to 500 subs. We're almost there, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.